is bullshit blazing, still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new one under you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the game. Can't you see I'm blazing? Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new one over you. My tongue is my word. Your words will never let me disobey. That is bullshit blazing. Still my heart is blazing. If the words kill me, I don't need a new word over you. Soon you will know, we already know the smell of the, know the smell of the, know the smell of the, know the smell of the game.
When it comes to characters in different fiction of the universe, especially with guns, they prefer either close, but some prefer being far distance, aka the sniper. Some need to be skilled at it. And when it comes with the two characters, Cabas, as known today, they're skilled in more than just far close range. Such as, for example, Deadshot, aka the world's greatest gunsman, as well the leader and member of the Suicide Squad. And his opponent, Widowmaker, Talon's most skilled assassin and much more stealthy member of Talon of Overwatch. Is that a bit mouth? Oh, and keep in mind, I don't know if, depending on what you're watching right now, I am not including Overwatch's 2 feats or strengths, depending on what the the time you guys are watching this. So forgive me, I didn't mention Overwatch 2, only Overwatch 1 for Widowmaker. Well, with that being said, I am Deadshot24, and my job to analyze these two Japan to see who will win in a deadly duel. DC Comics. Right now, for those who don't know about it or know, I'll give you guys a short summary about it. DC Comics had the world's most finest heroes, but also the world's finest villains. But yet they all are memorable for many things. Whether there be aliens, psychopathic, as well questionable clones. But there are both sides have one thing in common, and they have their fair share of mercenary assassins. There are few over the years, especially well-known characters. While I will discuss more of them in the past and in the future, the Duel Rebirth episode, but I'm not discussing it today. In fact, I'm discussing the most skilled one out today. Is basically the latest member, or the oldest one, Flint Lawson, aka Deadshot.
Y'all jokers must be crazy.
Flint Lawson's child life was not great compared to other villain origins. His father was abusive to him and his brother. But mostly his brother. Flint's brother, and I forgot to say his name, wanted to kill his father. Therefore, at least. Well, until Flint befriended trying to do so, but ultimately killing his own brother to protecting his father. An abusive father that doesn't really care about both of them. Yeah, that's a good reason why. But he made a promise on that day. He promised to grow up, to find a way to killing his father once and for all. What he should have as a child. So over the years, he been trained in the army, and eventually became a Marine, joining the U.S. Navy, or military Marines, and in a very short time, the League of Assassins, continuing to train next assassins/ninjas by the hands of Ra's al Ghul. Yeah, it's a bit of a short time. In some ways, Flint became more of an assassin, becoming the world's greatest shotman, or as I may put it. And of course, like a murderous assassin, Deadshot is without doubt had more skill with arsenals, especially with helmet and body armor, which given him heavy protection from resisting any physical attacks. His wrist-mounted guns shown to be a far range, including sniping, and there's a few more I could say. And he even possesses a potato cannon. And there's a few I think I forgot to mention, even some flamethrower, a sniper rifle, anti-tank rifle, and as well a M1 caliber. And there's few more. Although he mostly close to playing in the end fight or far to gain his payment. No matter what you say, there is a lot to talk about Flint's own fair share of weapons. But of course, he had taken a lot of punishment over the years. For starters, he is strong enough to destroy a TV screen, as well as punching out Catman, who can lift 2 tons, as well as throw a duck, as well managed to dodge laser blasts in the past multiple times actually, and managed to keep up with a speedster, and he even took durability hits. Heck, he managed to take on a few opponents, even taking a punch from a Paradigm one time, even a butthead at least. And to say, for a guy who is known to taking money as a mercenary, he is pretty serious, especially against opponents who have the power to shoot laser out of their hands, or a few more. Heck, I could think of a few outside of the main canon, like he managed to survive a wall crash by Killer Shark and Killer Croc in Injustice. Of course, while he is skilled and surprisingly tough enough to take damage, he needed to require the skill to do all that. Luckily, he did manage to gain military training thanks to his time as a Marine by David Kane, who is also the father of Cancer King, aka the next Batgirl. He's cunning and very adaptable in the field, as well knowing to use what weapons and knowing what targets weak points. And heck, there's a few times he did manage to do so. And he also tends to be reckless in terms of what you take. Heck, he is skilled in hand combat, even defeating Mr. Miracle. Yes, the same Mr. Miracle who is a legendary skate artist. Hell, I think he also managed to spray a zombie pockets one point. Yeah, that happened, but that's not kind of one. That's only one examples. He's also skilled as a marksman, especially what guns he could take in. And say what you will, and especially now, especially his time in the Suicide Squad, and being forced in by having a bomb in his head. But that doesn't really stop Flint. After all, no matter how much shit that he got in over the years, especially times that he is very dreaded by his own daughter, he's shown to be a skilled fighter, as well a good father sometimes. He is regarded as the world's greatest marksman. He has killed Doug, soldiers, assassins, even metahumans. He managed to rescue Amanda Waller and with the Suicide Squad and Apocalypse, as well crippling his own mother for revenge for the sake of it. And heck, he managed to hunt down and kill the man who kidnapped to kill his son. And there's a few more, especially make Green Arrow protect the neighborhood that he started protecting, and enter and escape hell with the Secret Six went to rescue Knockout. And yeah, that happened. And fought assassins that sent by Vandal Savage and left him for dead. Even though Flint is a skilled marksman, he is having a fair share of flaws. Heck, Sondo almost got himself killed at one point. For starters, there's a few things. He is a borderline suicidal, especially when it's about time to die. His armor is very lightweight, and he tends to be arrogant and reckless. He doesn't admit that he missed the shots a few points, but if you know value of his safety and can cover it and very stopping and cover his tracks. While he is skilled in hand combat, he promoted for long range combat. However, in the end, Flint is shown time again he is a skilled, most world's greatest marksman, and there's proof. In other ways, if you see this guy, he'll kill you within a second.
Don't forget, we're the bad guys.
The Omni Crisis. One of the most devastating ones in the near future. Robots are attacking. No nations are being overwhelmed. And there seems no hope to take down the threat. Except for one. Overwatch. They managed to outbest the Omni Crisis and have saved the world several times with invested team and a few more, even knights that have served under protection of Overwatch. Until it happened, when things have completely corrupted. Despite all this, while they're good, there's also the bad between the prejudice as well the omnibots that is surrounding it, which also caused having, well, a lot of controversy surrounding Overwatch, a few deaths of course, and resulting in Overwatch organization to shut down permanently, resulting in the fact that their organization is over. Except there isn't. You see, there is another organization, Talon, consisting of the world's underground's most vicious villains, including greed, gugs, and crime bosses. And there's a few, but most of the members, some of them, used to be Overwatch members. And they're planning to do so. Even after the Omni Crisis, there are members of the Talon want to take the world in control, as well in their own vision. Some are willing to do so, or in their own meditations, or just for the sake of just want to see anything burned, as well completing some. Now, there is a few members, especially those who are well known, like Reaper, who is considered to be the Shadowist or the might of Doomfist. And heck, there are some who are considered to be the intelligent ones, while some are still completely dead at this point to time this video. But there is one Talon agent is considered to be the most skilled in stealth. Talon's very own Widowmaker. Emma Lockleg, married to Gabriel, generally, if pronounced correctly, was very talented. She's skilled in ballerina dancer, however, there is a shocking twist to it. Talon kidnapped Amina at one point, and having her captured to be brainwashed to killing Gabriel. And there's a lot of process to take in. But, however, there is something good you could say. And very good news, actually. Overwatch managed to find and managed to save Emily, protecting her from hands of Talon before brainwashing ever fully corrupt her. As such, it was a good ending and managed to save Emily from being brainwashed and live happy ever after until that she been overcome by the brainwashing and ended up killing her own husband. Yeah, let's just say the whole entire brainwashing have managed an effect on her, killing Larian in the process. Now completing her task, she returned to Talon, serving as a puppet, you mean such. On the say, Widowmaker was born and Aman was dead. Now presenting a new persona with a blue skin to the experimentation, Widowmaker had become the most emotionless assassin in Talon's organization history. And plus, given the dangerous experiments, she is surprisingly durable. And heck, her strength, while not skilled in hand combat, still manhandle a team of trained bodyguards, as well overcome with overpowered Tracer, as well fought evenly with Wilson, and survived a few hits, especially by a kid who wielded a Doomfist gauntlet, as well managed to keep other Overwatch members like Tracer, who can fashion blade in the eye. And of course, even though she is a sniper, she needs to train as well as skills to do so. And looking at her time as Talon's most assassin, he is willing to do so. She was said by the most effective talent operator known to date. Heck, she matched into her master assassin as well as her marksman, and even can outbest a few Overwatch members, including Ana. And due to her experimentation, she is very emotionless, so there's no regret in that one. And of course, well, as an assassin, she needed the arsenal to do so. And there are only about three at least. Her Widow Kiss is her sniper rifle, used to be a long range attack, as well shown to be a more effective arsenals. Even heavy hitters like Reinhardt could even survive it, and yes, I know that's technically not canon, but that's worth saying an example. Her recon visor can see surrounding areas and such, and her venom mines can be poisoning opponents. And her grabbing hook, is strong enough to attach stone and reattach and reuse. And that's pretty much shown about her arsenal. Frankly, some of them mostly escaping in offense. As well long range, of course. Given what we were, Widowmaker has shown time again she is the most effective operative talent. She managed to knock out a man with just one punch, survived brutal torture and realization under Talon, managed to free opponents like On and Tracer, and Smile managed to keep pace with Tracer blanks. Ash was survived from the doofus gauntlet by a kid again. I just saying to mention, of course. As well as surviving a bullet by On, another great sniper. I guess that On really rivaled the sniper from Team Force 2. Although, while Widowmaker is a most effective assassin in the talent operation, she had fair share of flaws, and I really don't think brainwashing could be her from that one. For starters, Widowmaker sometimes overcompensate and can be caught off guard if she gets distracted by another potential target. And while her venom is shown to be a strong one, they can easily be defused or destroyed. And she needs required time to kill her opponents. And let's face it, she sucks at hand-to-hand combat. She mostly prefers off kills, sniping, but in terms of hand-to-hand, there's no point. However, Widowmaker showed to be a ruthless as well the most emotionless person assassin known to date. But there's something worth mentioning, that every Christmas, Widowmaker arrived to her dead husband that seemingly starting to remember. There's a possibility that she is starting to remember her past. But, however, it's a slight possibility. And even then, Widowmaker will still be there. As such, Widowmaker has shown to be the most effective talent member. And if she once said, one shot, one kill. If you see her, you're dead. Alright, the commands have been done analyzed. And the winner of this third episode is Deadshot. Oh wow, okay. I mean, to be fair, you could see this coming. And while many people state this is a stomp, which is, sadly, but there's some advantage I could say Widowmaker do have on their belt. And let's just start before we get a lot of angry fan voice. For starters, while there is a few advantages I would say for Widowmaker, with her style, she can easily exploit flintlock and weak points, while Watson have shown to be defeated by hand-to-hand more experience like Batman. As well, Widowmaker do supply much more durability than Lawton. As it shows time and time again, he did have been off cough and well being beaten by a few. But that's mainly just it. Deadshot has shown to be far more skilled and far more experienced than Widowmaker. Heck, while Widowmaker is shown to be with her arsenal is deadly, Deadshot's other arsenals, especially ones I didn't mention, are far more dangerous, 10 times at least. While Widowmaker's biggest biggest thing, especially now, is her stealth of killing. But Deadshot has shown time again, even without timing, he is shown to be far more ruthless and few more skilled in main arsenals. And yet, despite all the flaws, Deadshot has shown to be 10 times much more superior than Widowmaker, especially in terms of how much he have taken over the years. Heck, he managed to become suicidal and willing to do what he needs to finish, and as well have fought other mercenaries like Deathstroke in a Netherrealm bar and still sometimes win some fights. Keep in mind, there are some fights he did lose, but it shows that he is very skilled and has shown to face out much more worse opponents. And heck, despite Widowmaker's own fair share of durability special experience, as well as Watson's few more regretted abilities. And yes, while Widowmaker has shown to be defeated much more great snipers like it still wasn't enough, especially Deadshot's own superiority over the fight with both close and off-range combat. And when we were trying to threat him, it's still not enough to beat Deadshot. To put it simply, Deadshot had the better speed, strength, much more larger arsenal, and better combat experience in terms of better range. And while Widowmaker is mostly skilled at it with her venom, her endurance and durability, but sometimes while her venom can slow down Lawton, but it wasn't enough to take out someone who had way more combat experience and better arsenal, including better strength speed. So yes, overall, while Widowmaker has shown to be far more durable, especially with other opponents who try to kill her, but even then, her status states are enough to killing off Lawton. You could say Deadshot definitely have one shot, and Widowmaker have been killed. The winner is Flint Lawton, aka Deadshot.
Deadshot wins.